Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beeman Toyota in Nashville. Coming to you to answer a question I get a lot. A lot of times people ask questions about adding accessories to vehicles as opposed to ordering a car that has them, something like that. So all too often, and I'm kind of here down here in our inventory right now, but all too often what people do is they try to either wait for a car that's perfect, that has everything they want, or they'll try to, locate and find one that's got everything they want, when it's really not that hard in a lot of cases to actually add one to something that you found. So what I'm going to show you is I'm just going to kind of go over it, and I'm down here with the Highlanders and the RAV4s. I'm going to go over a couple things here that you can just very, very easily add. And the dealership tends to have the parts in stock. So just something that you can very easily add to a couple of your cars. So I'll show you here, like, look, if you see, this is a Highlander, this is a hybrid, doesn't really matter, but you see this plate right here? A lot of people like that chrome plate, all right? There's also a Mylar, which I don't know if that one's got it. Sometimes you have to look real close to the Mylar, but there's also a little, it's a thick, Mylar material that actually can go on there that protects that back bumper. If you like that, that right there is extremely easy to install. I mean, I can install those in a matter of minutes for those. The Mylar type's a little bit more difficult, but for the ones that have that, but that's a very easy install. So if that's something you're stuck on, then find the car that you want and add that. Something else that gets added a lot, or that a lot of people worry about, roof racks. All right, roof rack crossbars. This is on your Highlander, of course. What I'm going to show you is, you can see where these are at here. All of them are set up for it. You have a little cover right here. It's set up to remove so that you can add those same roof racks to any Highlander. It doesn't matter if it's got it or if it doesn't. You can add it to any of these Highlanders. You can add these roof racks to. It works the same way on most of the other Toyotas, oddly enough. Here's a RAV4. RAV4, it's got the roof racks on it, right? Obviously, it's a different roof rack than the Highlander. It's not as wide of a car, but it's still a roof rack, right? Well, if you look over here, you'll see it still has that cover. You can still add that. Now, if you're talking about something like a Camry or a Corolla, yeah, it's not set up for roof racks. But your SUVs, they're set up for them. So, definitely take a look at that. I mean, I've seen people add roof racks to a Tacoma, but it's not really set up for that. So that being said, you can still do it. It's just not set up for it. So, but basically, if you start looking at options on a car, you'll notice on Toyotas, when you get your standards right here, your options here. Now, you might notice a couple things, like this one's got a black chrome exhaust tip. All right. That one can be added, but if you wanted to add the weather package, obviously you're not adding that. So find a car that's got the packages that you want on it that's not easily addable. And there's your black chrome exhaust tip, by the way, in case you're wondering. But find the stuff that's not easily addable. All right. Now, there's some things that can be added that, like a hitch. Here, let's do this. A hitch on a Highlander can be added, but it'll also come from the factory with them. So if you find that you want, the Mylar, or you want that, the roof racks. So say you were looking at this car and you said, well, the only thing it doesn't have that I want is the roof racks. Man, order the roof racks. Get the roof racks on. Make it, you can finance it in usually. Make it part of the deal, and, you can, it's just so easy to add. I mean, take a look. You got right there, roof racks on that one, but it doesn't have the hitch. Well, can you add the hitch? Well, sure you can. But I would rather, in my estimation, find the thing that's the cheapest to add, which would be the roof racks, because the hitch is going to take a little bit longer. So you find the stuff that's going to either take a long time to add, and you find a car that's got it, or you take something that's going to cost you more to add, because, or you add it. So, and the reason for that is, I know that the hitches take hours to install. All right. Anytime that you add hours to a vehicle for an installation, that's going to cost money over and above what it would have cost if you had just got it already on there. So that's up to you guys, what you guys want to do, of course. But like I said, if I wanted a silver hybrid Highlander and I wanted a hitch on it, boom, there's an XLE right there. Man, you want to add the roof racks, add the roof racks. You want to add Body side moldings, man, all day long, add body side moldings. I mean, there's so many things that you can add and customize with these vehicles to make them really your own. I mean, people go on Tacomas and they change the grill to the Pro style grill that spells out the Toyota on the chrome, or on the Pro style grill. You know, you're gonna have a lot of stuff that you can add to a vehicle. Nice helicopter going overhead here, so you guys will hear that in a second. But you can kind of see, just if you get to looking at it. I mean, now a lot of times people ask about wheels. Wheels are going to be trim specific, so you can change the wheels on it, but it's going to cost you money to do that, and it usually doesn't make a lot of sense to change the wheels on any of them. So when I say wheels, I'm not talking about the rubber. I'm talking about in the very center, the rim itself. So, but if you look, but let's say like this, all right, your RAV4, all right, the RAV4 LE comes with the hubcap, as long as it's not the hybrid. All right, if you want to add a different hubcap, man, you talk about easy. I mean, pop them off, go online, find the one you want, right? It's really not that hard to change a bunch of hubcaps, and you can change it, make it look how you want it to look. You know, you want to add fog lights, like this one's got the fog lights here. What you'll notice with the fog lights right here is, look, this one didn't have fog lights, but man, doesn't it look like it'd be pretty easy to put them in there? I mean, it looks like it's pretty well set up. It just has a cap there. So if you want to add accessories, you know, find the car that you want. Right now, inventory is light, and everybody knows, I mean, this lot should be packed, right? And you guys know how we are. We normally have 1,000 vehicles. I mean, it's, and you only know because I've told you, of course, but we normally have 1,000 vehicles. We're short right now. Everybody's short right now. So if you're going to be holding out and you're going to say, look, I want XYZ on my car or I'm not buying it, you know what? You're going to be waiting a while, or you're going to order one. Now, can you order one? Sure. I mean, right now, you're probably looking at 6 to 8, depending on the vehicle you get, 6 to 8 weeks, maybe going in 8 to 12 weeks. We have a GM dealership too, and they're talking about trucks, and I just actually ordered one for a gentleman, and they're telling me 12 weeks is probably going to be about the time frame. And he said, you know, look, 12 weeks, we're going to hope for 10 just to get, you know, a 2500 GMC truck. So it's just, they're hard to get right now. So if you're looking for something and you're willing to wait and order it with exactly every little thing that you want on there, so be it. But find it, in my opinion, find the vehicle that's the trim level you want. Now maybe, let's say like on this one here, maybe you don't like that it's got the blacked out emblems. All right, is it a deal breaker? That's kind of your question there too. If you don't like it, do you hate it? If you hate it, man, we'll find you one that's, you know, that doesn't have that on there, right? But if you're looking for the difference between an all-wheel drive and a two-wheel drive, well, this one's a two-wheel drive, and then you go down and you find an all-wheel drive, you know, or well, here maybe you go with a gray car instead of the silver one, or maybe you go with this black one because you wanted all-wheel drive, and you know, black might not be your first choice, maybe it's your second. So just realize that if you want one now, you might have to compromise a little bit on something, but get the most of what you want and add what it doesn't have. It's really not that difficult to do. And I mean, every Toyota dealership set up to add accessories. It just is. I mean, there's parts departments, and you know, we've got a massive one here and a massive parts warehouse that's you know, really second to none. We actually supply the whole area around here for all the Toyota dealerships. So it's when it comes down to it, get what you want, and that's the joy of being downtown. Helicopters and ambulances. It's pretty much what it is. But anyway, get what you want. Realize you can add what it doesn't have. And, you know, get the color on the interior, maybe get the color on the exterior, get the, you know, figure out what your have-tos are. And this is probably the best advice I'll give you. Figure out what your have-tos are. I have to have this color. I have to have this interior. And beyond that, maybe you kind of go beyond, I want this radio, I want this package, I want whatever. So just realize that every time you add an I want or an I have to have onto that list, once you add that onto that list, you're going to be limiting your opportunities to actually find one. So, and also I'll tell you too, if a dealership has one on the ground that's close and you go with that one, the chances are you're going to get a little bit better of a deal on the one that's on the ground too. That's just, that just makes sense, right? Dealership doesn't want to have to go get one, but they will. They don't want to have to wait. Just like you don't want to have to wait for 2 months to get a car. They don't want to have to wait for 2 months for you to get a car either. They want you to get one today, like everybody else. It's all about today. So that being said, hopefully I've helped you guys out to know, you don't have to wait for the exact car. As long as you get close, we'll get you there. Accessories can be added, and you don't have to add them right away either. You can drive the car for a while. Maybe you never needed the roof racks. Maybe you need the roof racks next week, and you say, that's the hot button. I want a car, I want it by next week. It's got to have roof racks on it. Boom, let's go. Let's find you one that's got it. If we don't find one that's got it, let's find one that does what you want it to do, and then we'll add the roof racks. It's not hard. So definitely just wanted you guys to know it's all customizable when it comes to cars. Like I said, the things that you always want to make sure that you're good with is the outside and inside colors. Those are the first things. The trim level, right? So the trim level meaning XLE, XSE, LE. So trim level basically meaning, do you want cloth? Do you want leather? There's a lot of things that the trim level does. Check out my trim level series, the TTLS. You can find it on pretty much every car out there. My trim level series will show you guys that. So find what you want in the car, what you can't live without, and we'll figure out the rest. So hopefully this helped you guys. And if you want to come down, you want to work with me, buy a car from me, I'd love to help you guys buy one. It's a fun time, and definitely maybe we can feature you on the YouTube channel here if you guys want to be. But it's definitely up to you guys for what you guys want to buy, and I'm more than happy to help you to get there. So if you guys would, just let me know. You can always get a hold of me here at the dealership or buy a Toyota Nashville at yahoo.com. That's the way you can directly email me. Buy a Toyota Nashville at yahoo.com. I appreciate every one of you guys. Like, subscribe. Definitely appreciate you guys for making the channel what it's been, and look forward to giving you guys some more content. Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota.